Here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin our ceremony.
Left face.
Will you please rise and enable for presentation of the flags, followed by the singing of the national anthem by Correctional Officer Bree Valdez of the Marble Valley Regional Correctional Facility.
Present R.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight and the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, it grew through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave? Order. Arms. Order. Detail. Face. Forward.
Ready, face. Ready, step. Post, pose. Ready, two. Detail, step. Left, face. Forward, up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the Vermont Correctional Department Honor Guard. Please take your seats. Good morning. My name is Nick Fortier, and I am the Deputy Director of the Office of Professional Standards and Compliance, and I would like to welcome you to the 171st Vermont Correctional Academy graduation. I want to thank all of you for coming and for showing your support to today's graduates. I'd first like to introduce the panel seated at the stage. Al Cormier, Chief Operations Officer. Kathy Aston-Morsi, Women's Services Director. Matt Knoll, Facility Operations Manager, or Director, sorry. And Commissioner Nick Dillon. Today culminates 6 weeks of training for these 23 new correctional officers. Through their last 6 weeks, they have been challenged academically, physically, and intellectually. The Vermont Correctional Academy is an intensive 6-week course which tests individuals through a mixture of classroom instruction, practical exercise, and intensive social interaction. Today, these new corrections professionals stand ready to not only be in the ranks of the Vermont Correctional family, but also to serve citizens of Vermont. Today could not have been possible without the selfless service of the superintendents, managers, and staff who made today possible. Through their efforts, these new correctional officers are prepared to begin their new career with the Department of Corrections. I would like to thank the trainers, administrators, and other support staff that dedicated their time to making today a reality. There have been many achievements in the past 6 weeks for these new officers. Some of those achievements are both individual in their goals, as well as the team. While these achievements are defined in their various ways, we would like to take this time to recognize some of those achievements with an award presentation. The first award is the Outstanding Leadership Award. The recipient of the award is nominated by their peers for displaying outstanding leadership and professionalism during the academy. The recipient of the 171st Outstanding Leadership Award is Jonathan Gleason of Southern State Correctional Facility. The next award is the Class Valedictorian Award. The Class Valedictorian Award is awarded to the graduate with the highest GPA over the 6 weeks of training. With a GPA of 98.2, the 171st Class Valedictorian is Corinne Morrow of the Northwest State Correctional Facility. The final award is the class speaker, as chosen by their peers and has been chosen to speak for the class. The 171st class speaker is Jonathan Gleason of Southern State Correctional Facility.
Good morning. Guests, staff, Vermont's Corrections Academy 171. I'd like to begin with a quote by Navy SEAL veteran and American author Jocko Willink. People who are successful decide they're going to be successful. They make that choice. They study hard, they decide to work hard, they decide to be the first person to get to work and the last to go home. Let that sink in for a minute. Today, we celebrate the end of a tremendous life experience. We also celebrate the beginning of our careers as correctional officers. In the officer's oath, our badges are referred to as symbols of our trust and professionalism by our community. Throughout the past couple of months, we have taken this to heart and have held ourselves to the highest ethical standards to best serve our communities. The title officer was earned through our trials and tribulations of the past 6 weeks of training, which helped shape who we are today with the assistance of our instructors and other Vermont Department of Corrections staff. During our first day at the academy, Mr. Leibel told us that by the end of these 6 weeks, we would create a bond that would last throughout our careers. I distinctly remember thinking, no way, guy. I've been through it all, I've seen it all, I've done it all. I know what it takes to create a family. This is going to be a vacation. Well, what I didn't know then, and what we collectively know now is, we became one solid unit while we faced academic and physical challenges. While some of the physical challenges and push-ups may have been my doing, we overcame them together as a team. I appreciate the camaraderie as we shared this adversity together. 2 months ago, when I heard the word adversity, I would think of physical pain, physical hardship, and rough conditions. However, today, I think of a team guiding itself through an obstacle, building upon each other's skill set to create a bond that seemed unbreakable. We have learned what a team can accomplish, and it truly shows when faced with adversity. For example, during our physical fitness runs, when you finished your mile, you didn't think twice before turning around and encouraging those still running up the hill. Or many late-night study groups, pushing it to the absolute edge of our curfew and helping each other with test questions, and many, did I mention many flashcards. These were countless more conversations we had to motivate each other and help one another gain a better understanding of some of the difficulties presented to us through our training. The best example of this was during the oleoresin capsicum, or OC Day, as we struggled through that decontamination process. I heard so much praise and affirmation from one another, which helped us through the absolute wonderful burn that Thursday morning. And it was a humbling experience I'll never forget. Our conversations outside of work have also led us to becoming a closer group. Throughout these 6 weeks, we've opened up to each other about our past experiences, life struggles, and held one another together while we face the ongoing challenges at the academy. Next, I'd like to talk to you about integrity and what that means to me in this profession. Integrity is simply doing what's right even when no one is looking. Or as I've heard many times throughout my career so far, don't talk about it, be about it. I've interpreted this as meaning to practice your values and not just profess them. In our profession, this is everything. Not only must we respect the population we serve, but we also depend on each other to always do the right thing in order to keep each other safe. Throughout the past 6 weeks, we have gained each other's trust through the tasks assigned to us and the little details we've picked up on about one another. We have proved to each other that we will always do the right thing and continue to do the right thing when we return to our facilities. Our integrity has been what truly has shaped us into a team. I would like to thank the training assistant staff and that volunteered to help us to be who we are today as we return to our respective facilities and better educate us through our tough academic curriculum. I would also like to thank Mr. Leibel for helping us acclimate to this new environment and guiding us on our path to becoming correctional officers. He, on many occasions, has helped us with study material, test taking, and even through our personal struggles. I would also like to thank Mr. Fortier for the classes of instruction, words of guidance, and encouraging us to be fair, firm, and consistent with our duties as officers. Lastly, to 171st Vermont Correctional Academy class, I truly hope you all do well in your endeavors, and again, congratulations. I know we will go far in our careers. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to introduce Commissioner of the Vermont Department of Corrections, Nick Neville.
Morning, everybody. Distinguished guests, family, friends, graduates of the 171st Academy class. It's my honor to join you today on this pretty auspicious occasion. My name is Nick Demmel. I'm the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections. It's customary in occasions such as this for speakers to detail the significance of a graduation. It's as much a beginning as an end. Today, that beginning takes on special significance because tomorrow, these graduates start a new career. A career of service, a career of sacrifice, a career of honor. Most in our society will never experience or little understand the full measure of commitment that these public servants put into their work every day as correctional officers. And it's very difficult and often fruitless when we try to explain that to the public. Instead, today they join the solemn ranks of quiet professionals, dedicated to service above self, eagerly embracing a varied and demanding lifestyle where our successes are not celebrated and our failures come crashing down with a tremendous fury. On my desk in my office, I have a small wooden plaque that reads, "Hard things are hard." There are two lessons that I take away from this. One, that hard things require extra energy, extra commitment, often extra pain, and that's what makes them hard. And that hard things are the things worth doing, even against long odds or long nights. They enable us to prove to ourselves who we truly are, and sometimes they help us prove who we want to be. They stretch us, they push us outside our comfort zones, and they force us to grow into better people. The job that our graduates are about to begin is hard. Every single job in this department is hard. But that's how I know this is where I want it to be. And I'm glad that these graduates are joining me here today. I want the job to be hard because I want the challenge. I want to be the best that I can be, and that challenge helps me to get there. They will find that this challenge grows as their career continues. The job is hard, but it also affords a unique opportunity for service, a unique opportunity for commitment to your community. And as I said, it's a career of honor, but also one of great personal fulfillment. Some of you will thrive in the daily business of security operations in our facilities. Master the trade craft of a corrections officer. You seek out opportunities to excel and rise through the ranks, and hopefully, after you've refined those skills, many of which you learned in the academy, but also learn the intangible, those unteachable skills that you learn on the job, you will ascend to be a superintendent, one of our highest ranking officials. Some of you, through choice or circumstance, will flourish in numerous different roles across the department. As a CO to start, but perhaps as a probation officer, as a policy formulator at the central office. And you come to speak with authority and purpose in front of our legislature, with our governor, or in the public. Speak about corrections best practices, and as a result, help us to steer Vermont's approach as a state in this cutting-edge public policy. But I hope all of you will come to understand the immense value that this career offers. You will find personal value in your work, but you will also add value to other people's lives. At first, it'll be tens of people. Eventually, it'll be hundreds of people. And if you stay long enough, it will be thousands of people that you will have impacted through your work. It's what one author calls a virtuous circle, where positive activity creates momentum and establishes more upward spiral of positive activity. What I mean is, if you do this job right, you will be fulfilled, and you will add immense value to other people's lives and to our community. The department needs you here. You're joining us at a critical juncture as we stabilize our system after a once-in-a-lifetime public health emergency, as we modernize and invent the next era in the practice of corrections, and as we build a new, more nimble, forward-facing department to better serve our state and its people. But of equal importance, the department wants you here. I want you here. I want you to enjoy a career where you can have that real positive change on other human beings and on your fellow Vermonters. The 171st Academy class is our first of 2023. You were recruited against the highest standards that we have ever employed. By coincidence more than design, you're an extremely diverse group of people. We represent here many different walks of life. And this comes as we recommit ourselves to the values of diversity, of equity, and of inclusion. You also completed the longest training curriculum to date, and you now graduate today as the best trained correctional officers in state history. So you've done the hard work to this point. You're poised for great success in your careers, and it's for these reasons that we owe you a few commitments back. This department will always treat you with dignity and respect. This department will invest in you as people and in your careers. We'll create professional development plans based on what you want to get out of your career, what you see for yourself in your future. We'll regularly evaluate your performance to help you identify areas of strength and areas of improvement to help you to become the best officer that you can be. We'll increase professional development training, and we'll open opportunities for you to pursue so that you can seek those out, the ones that appeal to you most, and have the best career that can be available. And we will do everything that we can to enable your success for as long as you're with us. We also need to recognize that you're human beings with human needs and support your whole life, not just that time you're inside our walls. A career in corrections is not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And this department is committed to supporting your whole life, beginning with pay and benefits, but extending well beyond that to personal wellness, career building. And this final promise, we will protect you. I've said repeatedly in my tenure as commissioner that as long as our staff operate in good faith and demonstrate integrity, the department will always be there to support, protect, and have your back. I was touched by the comments from the class speaker about integrity and appreciate that was included because it is such a critical part of your job in the Department of Corrections. To add to his comments, I will say we all make mistakes, but what defines us is whether we learn from them, improve from them in the future, don't make them again, hopefully. So my charge to you is don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It will happen. But you must never fail to admit when they do, and that is the demonstration of integrity that we seek. So let me close with this to the family and friends who are here with us in the audience and those who couldn't join us today. You should be very proud of what these graduates have accomplished over the last 6 weeks. But more importantly, I hope you will be proud of them every day in what they accomplish in their careers going forward. These men and women sitting here are public servants in the truest sense of the phrase, and they will need your love, your care, your support now more than ever. I know firsthand what it means to serve in some hard situations, and in those moments, which they will soon face, those toughest moments, we turn to our family and our support networks. So please, be there for them, embrace that, and help them through this service because we know it's a package deal. Thank you to the graduates of the 171st Academy class for stepping up and answering the call to service. Thank you to family and friends for your support. You are all about to embark on an amazing journey, and today is just the beginning. Thank you very much.
I would now like to introduce the Women's Services Director, Kathy Aston-Morski.
Good morning and congratulations. What an accomplishment to be at this place today, completing the Vermont Correctional Academy. Welcome to friends and families, and congratulations to you as well. 6 weeks is a long time, and our new correctional officers wouldn't have made it to this point without your support and encouragement. So thank you for being there for them. Today is a time to celebrate all of your accomplishments as we welcome you to the Vermont Department of Corrections family. My name is Kathy Aston-Morski, and I'm the Director of Women's Services for the department. This is a somewhat new role for me as I transitioned to this position last April from the Hartford Probation and Parole Office, where I was a probation officer. In this new role, I've had the opportunity to teach a day at the academy where I was able to meet those of you graduating today. This is a part of my new job that I enjoy very much. Meeting new recruits, hearing thoughtful questions, appreciating the interaction, and talking about all the potential new adventures ahead of you. I started with the Vermont Department of Corrections in 1989, which I realize is probably before a lot of you were born. I started as a caseworker at the Woodstock Community Correctional Facility in Woodstock, which no longer exists. I came to the department because I wasn't happy in the job that I had moved to Vermont for. And my neighbor told me about an opening at the correctional facility. Maybe some of you can relate to that. I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but it sounded interesting enough, and here I am, 33 years later. Back in the day, caseworkers and correctional officers attended basic training and advanced training together. Each of those was 2 weeks in duration, and our training academy was co-located at the Pittsburgh Police Academy. I can tell you firsthand, you are much more prepared to do your job after this 6-week academy than those of us that attended the 2-week version. The department has changed a lot over the 33 years since I started. We've become more professional, more attentive to best practice and measuring outcomes, and have made great advancements in security practices. We've continued to grow and change as we learn more about what works best to keep those in our care safe, as well as provide opportunities for change and growth. What hasn't changed is our commitment to keeping our facilities and our communities safe. We realize that those we supervise in facility and out tend to be our neighbors, and we want best outcomes for those folks and their families. I think we continue to develop a better understanding of the complexity of the people that we work with. I've always appreciated that the Vermont Department of Corrections is housed under the Agency of Human Services. This makes sense. The complicated paths that lead people into the criminal justice system result from situations that are often not initially a criminal justice matter. Mental health, economic instability, familial violence, lack of vocational opportunities, and substance abuse are all factors that may result in intersection with our system. And when someone enters our system, they are not the only person impacted. Their families, victims, and survivors of crime, school systems, all feel the impact or ripple effect of incarceration, which is why the other departments within the Agency of Human Services need to be our partners in responding to the vast array of issues people we supervise face. When we work together, we can make greater impact for greater success. One of the many reasons I've stayed with the department for this long is the many opportunities I've been afforded to learn and try new things, as well as try new positions. I've been a caseworker, a probation officer, a senior probation officer, an assistant superintendent, and program facilitator. I love that I've worked in facilities and field offices. I've worked with male and female incarcerated individuals, as well as community partners around the state. This has provided me with a career that I would describe as challenging, interesting, evolving, and never boring. I've been able to attend training on many different topics over the years, and including trainings in other parts of the country. And even though most people I've met outside of Vermont are amazed that our women's facility total population is 110, which doesn't even make up a cell block or a unit in other state facilities that house thousands. I've always been proud to say I work for the Vermont Department of Corrections. I believe we are consistently on top of what's coming next. We focus on best practice and reducing recidivism, and believe in treating those we supervise with respect and dignity. As you embark on your new career, I want to encourage you to keep learning. Look around. What other opportunities do you want to explore? Talk to staff who work in different capacities. Ask for training. Don't hesitate to step up and be a part of the many different teams within the department. Stay in touch with the friends you've made here. Offer your opinions and insights. Ask for support when you need it, and you will. This is hard work. It's important work, and it's okay to have fun doing it along the way. To wrap things up, I found a poem I wanted to share, which is entitled Dream Big. The author is unknown. If ever there were a time to dare to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it is now. Not for any grand cause necessarily, but for something that tugs at your heart, something that is worth your aspiration, something that is your dream. You owe it to yourself to make your days count. Have fun, dig deep, stretch. Dream big. Know, though, that things worth doing seldom come easy. There will be times when you want to turn around, pack it up, and call it quits. Those times tell you that you are pushing yourself, and you're not afraid to learn by trying. Persist, because with an idea, determination, and the right tools, you can do great things. Let your instincts, your intellect, and your heart guide you. Trust. Believe in the incredible power of the human mind, of doing something that makes a difference, of working hard, of laughing and hoping, of lasting friends, of all the things that will cross your path. Going forward, the start of something new brings the hope of something great. Anything is possible. There is only one you, and you will pass this way but once. Do it right. Congratulations, good luck with your new career, and have fun.
This time we will now begin our certificate presentation, followed by the professional oath administered by Director Manhoff.
First row attention. Right face.
Any friends and family that'd like to come up and take pictures, feel free to come up and take pictures at the time. Maggie Batchelder. Andrew Boston. Austin Carey. Kevin Freeman. Jonathan Gleason. Teresa Gomes.
And 2, attention. Right face.
Andrew Alper. Anthony Erner. Yvonne Hoffman. Jacob Hohenstein. Sean Knox. Corinne Morrow. Patrick Mucino. Dylan Paris.
Third row attention. Right face.
Liam Riley. James Robinson. Evan Sanborn. Dustin Smith. Nathaniel Smith. Liam Swan. Emmanuel Thomas. Noah Wilkins.
Class attention.
I acknowledge this oath
Acknowledge my profession
acknowledge this oath to the badge of my profession as symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment
as symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment
to provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
to provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards
and serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
and serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
I freely accept this responsibility.
I freely accept this responsibility
I swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles
and swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles
of the corrections profession throughout my
of the corrections profession throughout my career.
This now concludes our ceremony. You are invited to stay for refreshments following the conclusion of the ceremony. Also, take the opportunity to stop by our family support table in the lobby and learn about our great Salem family support team. Congratulations to the 171st. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand if you're able to begin the class reception?
Ball. Right face. Ready, step. Carrying colors. Detail, step. Left face. Forward, mark. Forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 171st Vermont Correctional Academy.